In this session, we are going for having overview of information security aspect. There are certain mechanisms which together can build up services. Those services are able to prevent certain threats. Those threats can be turned into the attacks for the further precautions. But whenever we refer certain literature, there are number of terms available. So we need to find out the definitions of various terms. You may come across with one of the term as the computer security or network security or internet security. Mind well, when computer security is there, we need to study some generalized idea of the security of the data or the information over computer. That means we need to study some of the tools designed to protect data or the information and prevent intended hackers or crackers. Once the idea of the network security comes, there is important factor that there is a transmission channel or a communication channel. So we need to take upon the security concern of your information over the channel itself. And if the networks are connected together, that means interconnected networks are there, so it will come upon for the internet security. So security of the information over the networks may come under the title of internet security. But in general, we can say that all these three ideas can go hand in hand, and that will lead for the exact focus of our course, that is our information security. So first of all, don't get confused with any of the term. We need to align this term to your information security. OSI, Open System Interconnection, provides one of the security architecture which provides some systematic way of defining and providing security requirements. International Telecommunication Union with Telecommunication Standardization Sector provides X800 security architecture for the OSI. We are using X800. Under this umbrella, some of the services, some of the mechanisms. So what exactly it concentrates? It focuses majorly on security attacks, security services and security mechanisms. I am repeatedly using those terms, that is the services and mechanisms. So what exactly it is? So we'll try to find out what exactly are the aspects of the security. We all are conversant with the attack as the concept. Attack, we believe that there should be certain action which definitely harms or compromises the security of the information. That means there is a threat level. So you need to have certain process to prevent or to detect or even to recover from the specific security attack. Actually, there are very rare tools which will recover from the attack itself. So we need to have certain precaution for the prevention of the attack itself. If we go for at least detection of your attack, then that will be a great achievement in your security concern. So in the eventual lectures, we can find out what exactly are the mechanisms. Now, few mechanisms collectively can form some service. So this is the collection for the processing, and that will enhance the security concern for the particular application. That application is related to your organization. So for the organization to organization, the applications differ. Security attack, when we call upon this one, we should not wait that there is actual attack. If any specific threat is there, so I can say that threat and the attack can be used, those nomenclatures interchangeably, because even if there is some threat, we should assume that, okay, there is some, say, possibility of that particular attack, so we need to be in some prevention mode. So there are various categories of the attacks. I'll cover those attacks in further lectures, but in a broad way, we can have attacks as maybe passive attack or active attacks. Now, when the service is given, it is intended to counter security attack, of course to prevent or to have certain precaution against the attack, using one or more mechanisms, and often replicates those functions in association with, say, so far we are using some physical documents for certain precautions. Maybe we are having certain authentication with some having the actual signature, or we are putting some dates, or we need to go for some physical protection for not getting that particular paper or document with the, say, with some problematic situation, maybe with some weather condition, maybe certain tampering is there, maybe some, say, tearing of particular document is there, some destruction is there, or some authorization with some notarized signature should be there, some third party witness should be there. So in that, in such particular, say, precautions what we take for the specific document, the similar precautions are taken for the information security concepts, and those precautions are framed with some CIA parameters, as I mentioned: confidentiality, integrity and availability. This is the framework. So all such digitized precautions are taken out to secure the information. So in your services, there are two kinds of the major services. One is the RFC 2828, which is beyond the scope of this particular syllabus, because these are going for some specific kind of the protections. So these will target on the limited view. But now we are going for some generalized overview of the services, and these are given by the standard X800. So these are applicable at the protocol layer, and we are having some limited mechanism for this one. Under the X800 security services, we are having again the generalized terms, that is the authentication, access control, the levels of the access control, confidentiality of your data with the protection purpose, then the integrity with some checksum, or non-repudiation. That means if one party delivers information to some other party, no party should deny for those particular say exchange of your information. So these are some general terms you can read out with some available literature. Authentication may be for peer entity, that is entity to entity, end-to-end authentication is there, or it may be from origin of your data, so source of your data, to find out who is the exact source, whether the source is legitimate or not legitimate. We need to find out data origin authentication. So moving further, access controls are there. There are various levels of access control. Access control may be for the user, maybe for the resource, or maybe for the combination of the both. When the confidentiality is considered, it may be connection oriented, it may be connectionless, that means maybe just overlooked for some single data block for the specific field, or maybe some selective fields are there for the concentration, or even if some traffic flows are there, if any deviation because of the traffic flow, these may be observed with certain confidentiality concerns. Integrity checks are there, maybe again over the similar parameters what we have seen earlier. So these can be framed together. Non-repudiation may be for the origin, or even you can extend it for the destination also. So the party should not deny that the particular information is not reached to the destination itself. So when we talk about for the mechanisms, there are various mechanisms, as I said, for the detection, prevention, or even for the recovery for the particular attack. There is no single mechanism. There are different mechanisms, but it is very hard to find out which exactly is the mechanism which suits for the specific application. So we'll go for some generalized umbrella again, which will provide you all possible facilities and which is under your cryptographic technique. And now we are going for the course which is highlighting majorly on the cryptography, which may provide all such mechanisms. With the security mechanisms, one point is worth mentioning, that whenever we go for X800, there is some specific security mechanism, or you can have the pervasive security mechanism. So specific security mechanism can be placed at some appropriate protocol layer. So there is a clear guideline where to implement, in what way it should be implemented. For example, if we are going for the encryption, so encipherment, that is the encryption, and decipherment, that is the decryption, or if you are going to apply digital signature or even access controls or even routing controls or notarization, so which layer of your say network layer is important can be mentioned clearly. So according to this, again all those particular mechanisms can be bifurcated, maybe at the network layer, maybe at the protocol layer, maybe at the application layer. So accordingly we can have the study of those. When we talk about for the pervasive security mechanism, these are not specific to any particular layer. So these are certain frameworks, maybe your trusted functionality, maybe including some third party which may govern your public key infrastructure or may provide some labels, maybe certain audit records are there which will be useful for the further forensic detection, that is the digital forensic detections, and some say related documentations for those. Now there are certain say some detailing is given for every parameter under your specific security mechanism. I believe that you can go for those at your own level. Coming further for the next, which is the pervasive security mechanism, again the things are given. These can be say grouped together in a particular framework, and we have to find out each and every framework as if it is the case study in detail, maybe afterwards in the particular course. Now if we concentrate on the model of the network security, this is actually one of the important point in your syllabus. So you can find it out, that is this is the sender, this position is for the sender, and this is the receiver. So in a communication channel, you can say that this is the black box, this is the information channel or the communication channel, where you need to have certain precaution, and there is certain threat level. The threat level may be by the third person. That third person may be with some say he is having some wrong intention, so we can call this person as the opponent. So he may try to have a breaking with this particular channel and try to get the information. So accordingly, whatever is the information, that message can be encrypted, and that encrypted message can be sent over the secure channel, and at the receiver side some transformation is carried out to retrieve back the information, and same plain text is retrieved back. So entire communication may get handled out by some third party, and that third party is the trusted one. So in what way that trusting is carried out, okay, that we can study in detail further. So that particular model for your network security is important for your say one of the major questions in your question banks whenever you refer your syllabus. So I'll refer you some recommended readings for this one. Whenever we offer any service or the mechanism, we need to follow certain standards. There are number of standards available, and you can get the information of those standards with some website or some links which are available. I think there are some standards which will follow some. COBIT is one of the US related standard, then NIST is another one. What we are following is 27,000 series is there. So some of the parts of those 27,000 series which may highlight some different parameters of your security concerns. So it is different level of understanding what security standard we are using. So if you work in any of the organization, in that organization, depending on what exactly is the application and work strategy of that particular organization, different standards are under utilization. And using those standards, some certifications are provided to those particular organizations. With those certifications, the security audits are carried out. So we'll just check out the further syllabus in next lecture.